हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, गंधर्विका गिरिधारी की जय, लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय, गौर निताई की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna. So we are meeting some of you after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Though we had a program last 2 weeks, but I think last week was exceptionally low attendance. When we started 5:30, there was only one person, and I was just wondering whether we should continue or no. But somehow, as the time progressed and Indian Standard Time, by the time we reached 6:30, there were some reasonable attendance were there. So once again, thanks for joining. This is our 7th session. Session number 7th, but week I think we might have crossed 10 or 11 weeks, whatever it comes, doesn't matter. But our session 7th. So, do you remember what we discussed in the 2 weeks? I think 2 weeks ago, on 6th session. What was the topic? We do not know what happened yesterday. No, after 3 weeks ago, what's happening is very difficult. Anyway, we'll come back. So this is the session today. Before we start our regular one story about how blessing can actually make life very wonderful. So recently last week actually Diwali, we discussed in a length about the different functions, different festivals that we had during Diwali time. And one of the festival is Bali Pratipada, when Bali Maharaj surrendered to Vamanadev, right? You remember that story? And before that, Ravi Prabhu, नीचे कर सकते हैं क्या? So that I can see that. So I can see. So in that context, what happened when Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean happens, and then there was a truce between the Devatas, the demigods, and Asuras, and then finally we get nectar, and then there is a fight who will take that nectar, and Lord appears in his Mohini Murti and gives that whole nectar to Devatas, and then Devatas get very much raged, and they start fighting against Asuras get raged, and they start fighting against Devatas, and the battle goes for a longer period of time, and finally Indra and all those things, they defeated all the Asuras. And somehow Bali Maharaj, who was on the part of the Asura side, he get injured, and then Narad Muni comes there. Maharshi Narad ji comes, and he asks that stop the battle now. I think it is not required. So at that time, on the request from Narad Muni, the battle gets stopped there, and then this Bali Maharaj goes to His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. So Bali Maharaj was enlivened by his guru, and who was the guru of Asuras? Shukracharya. And Shukracharya gives some Sanjivani, and Bali Maharaj get enlivened. And then because of that, he started serving Shukracharya and all the Brahmanas who comes in a disciplic succession. And because of that, Shukracharya gets very much pleased, and all the Brahmanas get very much pleased. But just by serving them and being obedient to them, they become very much pleased. And because of they get pleased, they empower Bali Maharaj. And they said, now we should do a Vishwajit Yajna. And at that time, Bali Maharaj does the Vishwajit Yajna. And at the result of that Vishwajit Yajna, he gets the celestial chariot, celestial bow, celestial quivers, and many weapons, that armor and weapons that he get. Now he became very powerful. And because of that powerfulness, he challenges Devatas. And Devatas were wondering, immediately they went to their gurus. And who is the guru of Devatas? Brahaspati. And then this Indra says, just some time ago, we defeated all these Asuras. Now, what is the cause of their invincible power? Now I feel that the way he is challenging, and directly went to heavenly planet and he challenged all the Devatas. What is the root cause of his power? How does he get this power? Just like, for example, if you have defeated some enemy and the enemy again coming and challenging you, that means we understand that there is someone behind this, right? So then Indra was actually wondering what's happening there. And then Brahaspati tells him that, you know what? It is because they have worshipped their spiritual master, and that is nothing but the Shukracharya, and they served all the Brahmanas, and because of that, now they got this invincible power. And you know what happened? Brahaspati tells, this is not the time to fight now. Absolutely no, you cannot fight with them. They are very much powerful at this point of time. You must leave heavenly planets. And all the Devatas, Indradev and all them actually leaves the heavenly planets, and Bali Maharaj become the king of heavenly kingdom, heavenly planet. So we can understand that how a person, even if we may not be powerful, we may not have strength, but when we serve spiritual master, when we serve Brahmanas, and when I say Brahmanas, I don't mean the one who are born in the Brahmana family. I mean those who are exhibiting the Brahminical qualities, Titikshaswa, Karunika, Surudam, Shantim, those kind of qualities, those who are exhibiting, those are the Brahminical persons. We saw that one of the shlokas talks about the Ajata Shatrava Sadhu Sadhu Bhushana, right? Those are the qualities of sadhus, are Brahminical thing. And that time Brahaspati says that one may not have power, but if you serve spiritual master or Brahmanas, we may get the power more than what one can think. And contrary to that, if we displease them, that can also become the cause of your downfall. So it is very important. If we see our Vedic culture is all about worshipping great personality, worshipping spiritual master, worshipping Brahmanas. And because Lord likes very much, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitaya, Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Nama. So the Supreme Lord, to whom Namo Brahmanya Devaya, who likes very much Brahmanas and Brahminical culture, and Namo Brahmanya Deva, Go Brahmanya Hitaya, and who likes Go Matas or cows, and such a person is actually Supreme Lord, to whom we offer our obeisance. Namo Brahmanya Deva, Go Brahmanya Hitaya, Jagat Hitaya, who is the well-wisher, benefactor of all the whole world. Such a person, Govindaya Namo Nama, we offer our obeisances. You can see that, so just by offering our obeisances and taking blessings, because the blessings of spiritual master, blessings of great personality, blessings of parents, blessings of senior person in our life makes what is impossible can make possible. But if we don't remember that, take the blessings, what was possible can become impossible. That is why we say that when we seek seek the blessings of things, even the person who is dumb, he can actually start speaking. The person who is deaf, he can start hearing. The person who is lame, he can actually start climbing the mountain. And that is where the blessings can come. So similarly, we also seek blessings of our founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachyatya Desha Tarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langayati giri yat kripatamaham vande Sri Guru Dinata. Hare Krishna. So once again welcome and congratulations to all of you, because you have made to it 10 sessions. Probably we started on the September 1st, right? I think September 1st, sometime first week of September, whole September, whole October, and now we are second week of November. So you all are there, very sincere soul, and so that's why I want to congratulate to all of you that something that you are finding something useful, helpful for your journey to make you happy and satisfied in this life and make the whole usefulness of this human form of life. So this our whole session is dedicated to our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. By his mercy that we are studying this session and understanding that otherwise we have absolutely no qualification to study and discuss about Bhagavad Gita. It is he who actually makes us, who is not qualified but makes the qualified. Otherwise, absolutely we have no qualification. So let us see where we are. How many sessions do we remember? Okay, what are the session? What are the at least one or two session names? How many of you are coming? So this is 7th session, right? So how many of you are attended, including today's all 7 sessions? Oh, wonderful. There are 2-3 devotees are there. Okay. 6. 5. Okay, very good. 4, 3, 2, 1. That means today you are coming first time. Your name? Avinash. Avinash means jiska nash nahi hota. Yes. Oh, first time?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Welcome to our program. So we are discussing about some important theme and practical applications from Bhagavad Gita. So that is why the session is called as the Gita course. And it started soon after our Janmashtami celebration on August 26, when we celebrated Janmashtami here. And then we requested the participant to register. And we had a very first session. Around how many participants were there in the first session? Yeah, so we had around 150 plus. And then as you know that just like New Year resolution, January 2nd week, first week you see the whole gym is actually full and lot of new things will happen. By the time we come to the reality, 3rd week of Jan, 4th week of Jan, and then February, those who are serious soul will actually continue that. That's fine, that's the that's those who are serious anyway, they will continue. So more than anything, the number of people that comes, our intention, purpose is to please Srila Prabhupada, to give this something which can actually help you to face this life in a better way, make this life much more happy and satisfied, and make this life take much more, the purpose of the life is something more higher than what we think is a regular all other things. So apply those principles and make our life much more in a meaningful way. So now question comes, what are those sessions that we have discussed? So at least 1, 2, 3 names. What was the
Happiness.
The secret of happiness, very first session, okay? Second session actually. Any other things?
Importance of guide.
Importance of guide. Session number 5. Yes.
Control your mind.
Yeah, we discussed, very good. We discussed that control of mind 2 weeks ago, that we discussed control of mind. Very good. Importance of good. Do I need a guide in my life? Very good. Nice. Here we go. Secret of happiness. Key to success. Tips to overcome suffering. What was the overcome suffering? What was the point? Do you remember that? What is the cause of suffering? Attachment, expectation. So there is attachment, and that leads to the expectation. And when the expectations are not fulfilled, we become dejected. And then art of work. So that session I was not there, but there are things that if you do the work against following the scripture, against the scripture and doing for the Supreme Lord, and then importance of guide. And the last time we discussed, that was the balanced lifestyle, that was the control of mind. And today, am I in control? And that is the session we are going to discuss. And of course, who is the Supreme and the ultimate perfection. Sometimes we think that I am in control of all I do. But most of the times, or all the times, we come to know that I have very little control in the small things. Sometimes we may feel that, I can control myself, I can control my office team, I can control my spouse, I can control my kids, I can control my relatives, and I am a supreme control. But the question, am I in a control of myself, all that do? No, absolutely no. There are many things, many factors are there. If that is the case, then everybody, those who are there are many people, and because of my connectivity to cricket, so I will give example, not now, but earlier. So there are many people who want to be Virat Kohli. There are many people. When I was following that time, I told last time also, right? Sachin Tendulkar and Vinod Kamble were the people, but it was told that Vinod was actually much better technically than Tendulkar. But however, who become more successful or famous? Sachin Tendulkar. So, and it's not that the Vinod Kamble did not have the qualifications or all things. So forget about that. Once our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada was there, and it was in United States of America. There was one person who was in audience, and he said that I am a Supreme Lord. Why you are talking about the God? I am a God. And our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, he is like expert. He said that give him a glass, 1 liter of water, and ask him to drink. And the person who was challenging, he drank water, and you know what happens after that? You get the nature's call, right? And then Prabhupada asked him to wait here. He said, no, Swamiji, I have to go to. He said, no, you are saying that you are a God. No, Swami, sorry, no, I'm not a God now. Because we are not even control of our own body. What to talk about something else and outside of this universe and beyond that universe, about the spiritual, Adhyatmika, which is beyond this. We absolutely forget about that. If something goes wrong within the body, fever or something that we do not know what's happening, we may do some trial and error, give some medicines, X, medicine Y, medicine Z, and something may happen, but absolutely we may not even know kya ho raha hai andar, something which is beyond our control. So, am I in control of all I that do? If not, then who is the actual doer? Right? Who is the actual doer? If I am not the doer, then who is the doer? And if I am not the doer, then why I should be responsible for my actions, right? Very logical questions. If now tomorrow somebody may say that, okay, I will go and I will say slap or say something bad to Avinash Prabhu first time. Hey Prabhu, why you are not coming? And then he said, no, I am not responsible because the actions are done by something else. I am not that. So like this. So then, if I am not the doer, then how I am responsible to my actions? Are we responsible for our action?
Yes.
Then I am the actual doer.
Yes.
Okay, let us see what happens. What does Bhagavad Gita say? If not, then who is controlling all of us? And then those are the modes of nature. Do you know about the modes of nature? Gunas. Have you heard about the gunas? 3 gunas. Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Yes. So what are these modes and do they bind us? Guna means also rope. Guna means the modes of material nature. And after knowing all those things, how does it help me to deal with the other people or people who comes with a different need? And then finally, how to get free from these modes of material nature, and of course some practical tips for that. The basic question: who is the doer? Who is the doer? Our karma. Then how the karma is actually getting established? Past lives. But whose past life? Is like suppose I do some activity and Prabhu get reactions of my karma. Is it possible? Then whose karma is actually we are suffering? Our own karma. So then is karma doer or somebody else is doer? Huh?
I am the responsible person. What I am getting now because of my previous deeds.
Okay. Prabhu is getting now more clarification. So I am the one who is responsible. Hello Motorola. So I am the one who is responsible for that, and it is actually coming back to me as a reactions, very, very logical. And this is the, if you see, this is the great, the beauty of being born in India. If you ask anyone, even a small child knows about the karma philosophy. But if you go outside of India, people don't even know what is this karma philosophy. They say that we are born and finally we do not know what happened in the past and we do not know what happened in the future. So let's enjoy Madi in this whole life between B and D. So that is what is all about. B as in birth, D as in death. So who knows what will happen? Have you seen God? Have you seen the rebirth, reincarnation? Who is worried? Why are we worrying about all those things? Let's enjoy to the fullest extent and utilize the human form of life that we got. And here we are talking about let's utilize the human form of life something for the higher cause. And if we do not have that information or knowledge, we may take that this is the only life that we have. We must enjoy it to the fullest extent because this is the only life that where we can get. The cats and dogs cannot enjoy like the humans because we have much more sophisticated and better ways of enjoyment. And whereas it compared to the other animals, we are the wisest living entity or creature, the God's creation. So we are supposed to be the wisest. So it also means that we have the better facility, that we can eat pizza and burger. Cat and dog cannot do that. We can sleep on some better beds and sophisticated air conditioned rooms. The dogs and the cats, they suffer on these things. If there is heavy rain in Bangalore, we can at least take a shelter of the ground floor or the first floor, but they are shivering there. The birds, if you see birds at night, the kabutars and all those things, you see that at night is 7 o'clock, they are actually shivering. So if you see them, but we have woolen clothes to cover ourselves. We have much better facilities, not like the animals. So who is the doer? If we are the doer, why we get the oscillating output? So when we say oscillating output means sometimes, have you wondered the reason for our oscillation between good and bad mood, right? Suddenly, Sunday evening we are in the very good mood and let the Monday morning comes, oh my God, Friday evening, wow, let's enjoy the weekend, right? And why this again, Monday, oh my God, Monday again. So what is this good mood and bad mood? We are swinging between suddenly good mood versus bad mood. Who is controlling me? If I am the person who is in the control, then I should be always in a good mood. Right? Two Matajis are saying, you know that you are in a good mood some time ago and now it is bad mood. That happens. Sometimes your productivity is very high, and suddenly we get the message from manager or whoever is that I think you are not doing your good. You are not putting your 100% effort. Why? Why this oscillation between the low and high mood, low mood? Sometimes we are too enthusiastic. Sometimes we are absolutely no mood to do anything. I just want to have uta and nidra. I want to just eat and sleep. There is nothing third activity that I would like to do. So, if we are the same person with the same expertise, with the same qualification, same status, but our results are in the pendulum mode, why your or our performance, right? Not your, it's all our, including me also. Why our performance is not always same? What do you think? What do you think? What is that making? Okay, no, don't take. I mean, you are so serious. Huh?
Situation.
Situation. Okay, situation is impelling me to become sometimes like full enthusiastic, and the next day becoming completely dull. Okay. Possible. Any other thought? Avinash ji, Chapandi. Any other thought? Yes, Prabhu Abhishek. What do you think? Is there something that why our performance is not always consistently same?
Because we are looking for the end result directly.
Okay, we are looking for the end results. Okay,
We
so
are letting the external factors impact our mood.
okay, there are something influencing external factor. Very good, nice. Okay, let us see now. Oh, what's happening here? Sometimes the machine and the instruments work in the same way always, computer. Like if you press the button, you will get that. But the human, we don't work in the same way. Even if you have the same input, not necessarily that you will have the same output. And if that is the case, then we are nothing but the machine. But there is something different than that. So so humans don't work in the same way that always. What to talk about us? It happens even with the great soul like Arjun. Even Arjun had the problem. You know what? In Bhagavatam, so when battlefield and everything done, and we know about Arjun, right? Who is Arjun? Was not an ordinary personality. Arjun was a great personality. He was a dharmatma. He had much more control of his senses, and many other factors that we have seen that how Arjun was not an ordinary person. The same Arjun could actually fight with so many Maharathis. Now, who are these Maharathis? Rathi means those who are actually the fighter, but Maharathis means those who can actually fight at a time with the multiple warriors. Such a Arjun was actually able to defeat like Pitama Vishwa, then Dronacharya, Krupacharya, Karn, and so many great warriors he could defeat. Same Arjun, one day when Lord Krishna left this planet, and then he was actually protecting the queens, and this sloka comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. Ravi Prabhu, can we have the microphone? And the same Arjun was actually protecting the queens of Lord, and he was defeated by an ordinary cowherd man. Now, the Arjun was the same in condition. After war and departure, he, the superhero like Arjun, getting defeated. Isn't it like that our ego getting shattered right there? Imagine the great personality like Arjun is getting defeated there, and from whom? The ordinary cowherd boy. So he had the same knowledge, intelligence, physical strength, but even then, Arjun was not in control of outcome. It seems someone else is pulling the strings. And who is that? Please read the translation. Begin with the Mataji. This is from Bhagavad Purana, canto number 1, shloka number, chapter number 15, shloka number 21. You are able to see that?
Yes. I have the very same
Gandiva.
Gandiva bow, the same arrows and the same chariot drawn by the same horses.
Chariot.
And I use them as the same Arjuna to whom all the kings offered their due respects. But in the absence of Lord Krishna, all of them at the moment's notice have become null and void. It is exactly like offering clarified butter on ashes, accumulating money with a magic band, or sowing seeds on barren land.
It is the same Arjun, same horses, same chariot, and same Arjun. And finally, what happened? I have been defeated. So, what is that is controlling? He was not in the outcome. He was not in control of the outcome. Initially, he could defeat. Now, the same Arjun. This comes not from Bhagavad Gita, but Bhagavad Puran. Arjun is not in control. So, who is pulling the string? And who is that pulling? It's like the have you seen the puppet show? Puppet show, like you will not see the strings, but the puppeteer actually making the moment. Do you think sometimes in our life we are actually like the puppeteers, and somebody is actually pulling our strings? And who is that? And what are those actually the strings? And what are those strings that we will see very soon? In Bhagavad Gita, very first shloka that we are discussing today, chapter number 3, shloka number 27, very famous shloka. Prakruti kriyamanani gunahi karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Prakrute means nature. Kriyamanani gunaha. Guna means the modes of material nature, 3 gunas. Karmani sarvasha. All the karmas are done by gunas. Ahankara vimudatma. By the false ego, ahankara. Vimudatma means bewildered. Kartaham. Aham means I. Karta means doer. Manyate. I think. So, what could be the translation? Prakriti kriyamanani gunahi karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. By the when one is bewildered by the 3 gunas, thinking that I am the doer, but in reality, all the activities are actually done by 3 gunas. Please read the translation.
The spirit.
Just hold that.
The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego,
Ahankara, false ego, ahankara.
Thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by the 3 modes of material nature.
Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 3, shloka number 27. So, we think we are the doer, but Bhagavad Gita is saying, Prakriti kriyamanani gunahi karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Only the person who is bewildered by the ahankar, he thinks that he is the doer, but actually all the activities are done by 3 modes of material nature. If you are not the doer, but if we are responsible for our action, it seems to be absolutely unfair, right? If I am not the doer and do something bad, then why should I be punished? What do you think, devotees? If material nature does, then it should be the material nature to be punished, not me. If a thief is brought in front of the judge and he says that, no, I did not do, he quotes Bhagavad Gita 3.6, Prakriti kriyamanani gunahi karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudatma karta aham naham. It is not me, but it is a Prakriti. You please catch the Prakriti. So what do you think? Very serious faces. What do you think? Somebody drinks alcohol, and the influence of the alcohol, he goes and does something, which is against the legal and which is not judicial system, according to our boundary of the human things. He does, and he says that, oh, actually it is not me, it is the effect of the alcohol which he had did. Somebody will listen that. For example, if you are crossing on the traffic light, and then you cross that red light, which we are not supposed to, and then the honorable city police is standing there. He says, stop, take to the side, and he give a ticket to you, fine, and he says that actually not me. Kartaham iti manyate. You saw Prakriti is because of your light only. I have not done anything. Will that work out? Then something confusing here, right? So then who is responsible? So what is the science of karma then? If everything seems illogical, then all our scriptures are sentimental? Can anyone say how karma and prakriti concept coexist? That is what Prabhu was talking, that how karma and prakriti, three modes of material nature, seems to be now getting much more complicated. Then what is my role in my action? If I am not responsible for results, then tomorrow onwards the students are all our employees today, they tomorrow onwards Monday they go to the office, say that nothing to be done. Kartaham iti manyate, I am, because anyway Prakriti is doing all the activities, all coding and all things, studying, or the wife will say, tomorrow Mataji will say, you don't have to do anything, I will not do because Prakriti will come and cook. No. So then what is our role in that? Is there any other shloka which Bhagavad Gita talks about that, where our role also has something? श्री श्री गांधर्विका गिरिधारी की जय, नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय, गौमिता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, यशोदानंदन दामोदर की जय. Do you have any role for our action or no? Yes or no? Yes. If that is the case, then what's happening that? Let's see that there is another shloka which actually talks about that, and which is 18.14, chapter number 18, shloka number 14. अधिष्ठानं तथा कर्ता करणं च पृथक् विधम् विविधात् च पृथक् चेष्टा दैवं चैवत्र पंचमम्. Panchamam means there are the 5 factors. Adhishtanam tatha karta pruthak vidham vividascha pruthak chesta. All these are the 5 factors to make any endeavor successful. So what are those 5 factors? Please give to Mataji, read the translation.
The place of action, the body, the performer, the various senses, the many different kinds of endeavor, and ultimately the super soul. These are the 5 factors of action.
So, the place of action, what are those 5 panchamam? What are those 5 factors which are responsible to make any activity successful? For example, if you see that, if you take anything, a student, entrepreneur, competitive exams, in office, if everybody puts all equal endeavor, does everyone get the same result? So there are 5 factors, and Bhagavad Gita is talking about those 5 factors. And what are those 5 factors? First is the body, adhishtanam. Then karta. Karta means the soul. We are the soul. Then the various senses, the gyanendriyas and the karmendriyas, various endeavor that we put, going to the office, working or studying, opening the book and studying all those things. And finally and ultimately, Daivam. Daivam means the super soul. So even if you have all the 4 factors there, if you do not have the Daivam in your favor, you cannot get the results. So even if you just do the simple plain mathematical calculation, that we should understand from this that out of these 5 factors, only one of them is I. So even if there is a 100% result, even if it simply divided by 5, still our contribution only carries how much weight is? Only 20%. But of course, Daivam is the more things. Otherwise, everybody become Ambani, everybody become the Prime Minister, everybody become the CEO, everybody becomes whatever is required. Not everybody can do that. So these all 4 factors or 5 factors can actually influence one's result. So now, somebody may say that, earlier we saw this, now there is 4 factors. Now what's happening there? Now the plot is become thicker and thicker. Wait a minute. How many people are influencing my activities? I thought environment is influencing, my mind is influencing, right? When we discuss about the mind is influencing, now my intelligence is influencing. Now today you are influencing another factor, you are bringing that another factor. What is that? Modes of material nature. And then suddenly somebody will say, oh, this Gita course wala, he's also adding some more factors. Every day some more factors. What's happening there? It's like that when you want to buy a product, how many factors are influencing us? How many factors are, if you go to buy any product, what are the factors that influence? Family, advertisement, colleagues, bank balance. Even if you have everything, if you do not have money, you cannot buy that. Right, Avinash Prabhu? Bills to pay, etc. And similarly, our action depends on many factors. But who is going to take the final call? So there may be many factors which influence. Finally, we have to make a decision. So the onus is on us. So now we had a brief information about our intelligence, our mind. Today we are going to talk about the modes of material nature. Though these all factors are there, but finally, who is going to discuss or who is going to take a call? It is I, and that is why, even though the influence situation may be different, if I do something wrong, I'm held responsible for that action. For example, if mother cow in India, mother cow is there and she crosses the signal, police officer will not catch her. But if a two-wheeler or four-wheeler who's actually, and if he crosses the traffic light, police will catch him. Because who is taking a call? It is we. The onus is on us. The success may be depend on many other factors, but the decision to take that activity, decision to get into that action is the one who is responsible. It is I. But once we get into that, as we saw last time, if somebody decide that I want to jump from the cliff of the mountain, once we have decided, the results are not in our hand. Whether we fall on the stone, or whether we fall, or whether we break our this rib, that rib, or we fracture everything, or we die on the spot, we do not know that. But the decision to jump from the cliff, or from whatever that third floor or fourth floor, and that is why we as an individual are responsible for that. And since we take a decision, we are responsible, and since we are responsible, we are attached to the results, and then we become happy or we become distressed for that. But today, now we are going to discuss about the factor which influences us. There are many factors which influence our mind, influence our intelligence, influence many other things. And most important factor which we are discussing today is the modes of material nature. And Lord Sri Krishna spent a lot of time in chapter 14, chapter 17, chapter 18. That means one of the most factor that Krishna has given more weightages explaining about the modes of gunas, modes of material nature. So let's discuss this. So we'll discuss about that, the modes of material nature. Any questions so far? So we saw that mind, influence, so intelligence, pancha mahabhutas, earth, water. Then now we'll discuss about the modes of nature. So what are the three modes of material nature? Sattva guna, rajaguna, tamoguna. In English it is called, sattva guna is called as mode of goodness, rajaguna is called as mode of passion, and tamoguna is called ignorance. So how does it help us to understand that? So once we understand that how the guna influences people, even if the person maybe have something, but if he is influenced under the sattva guna, under the rajaguna, under the tamoguna, the person can actually behave differently. Any example of that? The same person can behave differently when he is under the mode of goodness, under the mode of passion, and under the mode of ignorance. Any example that comes to your mind? Same person, but influenced by the different gunas, the result can be different.
For example,
Yes, bro.
for example, a person who is working hard in his office and is very passionate about his work, and because he was thinking that he will get good height or promoted, but that didn't happen. So now he's spending his time, let's say, hating his manager or thinking that he's not good enough, and therefore gets into activities like drinking.
Okay. Okay, so the same person now who was more enthusiastic now lost his enthusiasm because he did not get what you are supposed to get, either his appreciation or the end result, and finally he is dejected. Okay, very good. Any other thing? Do you think that a person in the Brahma Muhurta or morning time has a different thought process? The same person when you go to the daytime has a different thought process, and the same person if you go in the night has a different thought process. Person in the association with the good people will have different thing, satsanga, but the same person will go with something different, we have different thing. So even the time can influence, even the association of the people can also influence. So here you can see that the passion, goodness and ignorance. How does it help us? So this will help us to us ourselves that which gunas is acting on us, and not to get demotivated, but how to and also how to encourage ourselves. Second thing is that when our colleague, our friend, our relative, our spouse is also acting in a different way, we can understand actually it is not he, but it is getting influenced by the Rajoguna, Tamoguna and Satvaguna. We can give him a benefit of doubt, and so what will help us in a bigger way, how we deal with people in a better way, not to get affected because of just simply what he has said, but we can understand that temporarily is the under influence of the Rajoguna or Tamoguna. Of course, if somebody is in Satvaguna, definitely he will be much more inspiring and motivating rather than demotivating. So what kind of results they get? So if somebody is in Satvaguna, by the way, so even our time is also in a different gunas. Our food is also in different gunas. The activities that we do, that is also in a different gunas. The charity that we give, that is also in different gunas. The happiness that we get is also in a different gunas. So everything is in different gunas. Can you give some example of a time in a different gunas? I gave that, but just to hear from you. How the time, the time of, in a sense, the day, the time of the day is also in different gunas.
While going to office in the morning,
Uh,
you feel like not good.
so what gunas are there?
Ignorance.
Ignorance means there is no activity. Ignorance is laziness. So ignorance cannot be in office. Office means is mainly action. Yes, passion. There is action. It's a fulfilled of action. So that's okay. Then what happens? So where is the other time when one is
While returning to the office.
from
From the
there?
office,
Huh.
that time you feel goodness. Oh, it's a completed task. No worries.
Okay. Okay. Good. Something other things. Satoguna, Rajaguna, Tamoguna.
In the early morning when we have
Exactly.
thoughts, Satoguna.
You see, morning everybody is. If you see those who are motivator, YouTubers and all things, you say that get up early in the morning. You do activity where you want to do something. Focus on that, because the results you get multifold when you are fresh. The time is also very influential. Satoguna is very good. You get up, your health will be good. Early to bed, early to rise is right. Makes man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Why? Because getting, so that means that, so the English proverb also has its root in our timings. The timing of Satvaguna. So morning, if you see, typically all illegal activities, those activities which are not in according to the state rules and regulations, when does it happen? Night times, because Tamoguna is more prominent in the thing. And when the action field, that time is more. Action field, lot of action. Daytime. Since the Suryadev, when Suryadev rises till the Suryasta is full of actions. So you will see people morning to going from this office to that office, that work, going on, all those things. Bangalore traffic will tell, it's full of actions. That is the passion. And evening, it's all tamogunas. And then, once the lights off, we discussed last time the importance of light. Light is a very happy moment. And when you turn off the light, it's all darkness, ignorance. So goodness. Now, today what we are discussing, that how the happiness is also in a gunas. How the happiness in the mode of goodness looks like. How the happiness in Rajaguna looks like. And how the happiness in Tamoguna looks like. We will see Bhagavad Gita, there is a shloka for each one of them in chapter number 18. So let's, you recite behind Yattat agre vishamam iva. Yat agre. Agre means beginning. Visham. Visham means poison. Yattat agre vishamam iva. Pariname amrutopamam. Tat sukam satvikam proktam. Atma buddhi prasadajam. Yet that agre means beginning, visham, that happiness initially it looks like a poison, pariname, but at the end amrutopamam, but at the end that happiness is amrut, nectar. Tat sukham satvikam, that happiness is called as, the happiness is in the mode of satvikam. Please read the translation. Who read last time? Okay, give to Prabhu. Abhishek.
That which in the beginning may be just like poison, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens one to self-realization,
Atma buddhi prasadajam. Atma buddhi prasadajam.
is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness.
Proktam. Proktam means it is said. It is said that any example, n number of examples. Initially, oh, I don't want to do that, but at the end, parinam is amrutam, nectar. Yes, Mataji.
Like every day we decided, okay, we'll get up at early morning, say Brahma Muhurta. First 4 days it is very difficult, but after 21, 21st days, we feel okay, this is the best time because I am getting more time to do my work.
Beginning, oh, who will get up? There's alarm, snooze again, snooze this, and that to now winter time, the blanket you cover that. Oh, that is a nectarian, right? Such a warm, and then sleep it. Oh, क्या हुआ है? किसी का भला हुआ है उठने से? Who has done good job? Let us enjoy this Bangalore things and some more time, just 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. Beginning, it is a visham eva. It is not very pleasing. But amrutam, pariname amrutam eva. At the end, it is a parinam. And how does it parinam? I mean, how does amrutam at the end? What does happen when you get up in the morning?
The mind is full of fresh,
Fresh.
and at the end of it, we get a lot of time to
Time.
do the activities.
And
More time.
most important,
We feel happiness,
mood is up, happiness, satisfied. And the more we,
and we can plan our day very
much
thoughtfully.
better way. And is also, it is very important point and aspect that if we want to be in the sattvic guna, we have to spend more time in sattvic guna. And Brahma Muhurta is a sattvic time. So if you spend more time in sattvic guna, that means we can actually more into the mode of goodness. Okay, Mataji give perfect example of waking up early. Any other things? Any other example? Yes, or we'll give chance to the Prabhus here. Any other example, Prabhus? What initially things to be, oh, who will do that? But at the end, it is amrutam.
Saying no to junk food.
Saying no to the junk food. Oh, such a nice taste. Who will say no to that? Let me enjoy. Dekhte kya hota hai baad mein. Right? And let's have that enjoy. And later then when the blood report comes, oh Krishna. Okay, very good. Saying no to the junk food. Any other examples? Kids going to the school, they crying. No, Amma, no, Mama, I don't want to go. But Amma and Appa will push her back. Go, because Amrutam, Pariname Amrutam. The result at the end is better. Very good. Okay. You are saying something? Yes, ma'am.
No, just like that. How you tell the kids or for us also doing anything in the practice, like reading book or studying. Initially we feel every day 2 hours I to study, but at the end after 6 months we'll see, okay, now I know everything very fast. I'm ahead in the class.
Very
I'm
good.
in the work.
Another example is chanting. Oh, these people every time they say chant, oh, dekhte, who will do? Who will spend 5 minutes, 6 minutes, at least for one round, ek round, okati round, ek round ke liye 5-6 minutes. We have 1,440 minutes. Can't we spend? No, we will waste time. Dekhte. So initially so much of resistance, internal things. So there are many examples of that. We all know that initially it appears to be that. And now that what we saw, so we are discussing two characteristics of Sattva-guna, two characteristics of Raja-guna, and two characteristics of Tamo-guna. Happiness, actually there are many things. What happens, the characteristics of the gunas, their destination, what happened if somebody is in Sattva-guna, somebody is in Raja-guna, somebody is in Tamo-guna, prominently. What happens, what is his destination? So if we want to be more in the mode of goodness, we have to spend our time more in the mode of goodness. The more we are in the passion, we become more passionate. The more we are in Tamoguna, the more we become Tamoguna. So if you do activities late night, we become Tamoguni. If you get up early in the morning, we become Sattva-guni. If we take ahara, which is a Sattva-guna, there is a shloka in 17th chapter, we'll discuss that sometime. Chapter shloka number 8, 9, 10 talks about Sattva-guna food, Raja-guna food and Tamo-guna food. So now we saw the happiness, now we will see the karta, the doer, that how he is in the mode of goodness. What is his definition? Mukta sango anaham vadi dhruti utsaha samanvitaha siddhi asiddhi or nirvikara kartaha satvika uchyate. Now karta means doer, satvika means satvika, who is in the mode of goodness. Uchyate means said. Bhagavana uvacha, right? Sanjaya uvacha, Arjuna uvacha, uchyate is said, it is said. So now, so this shloka 18.26 is talking about the karta, the doer who is in the mode of goodness. What is his characteristics? Who performs his duties? So let's read the translation. Mataji, aap padhi. Can you read? So mukta asango. Sangha means association. Mukta asango means who is not having attachment or association with the modes of material nature. Dhrutya. Dhrutya means Dhrutya. Dhrutya means dhruva. Dhruva, it comes the word from dhruva, who is very determined. Then utsaha. Utsaha means enthusiasm. So we can understand the definition of the person who is in a satvika. Kartaha satvika uchyate. Please read the translation, Mataji.
One who performs his duty without association with the modes of material nature, without false ego, with great determination and enthusiasm,
Utsaha.
and without wavering in success or failure, is said to be a worker in the mode of goodness.
Where is the word coming success or failure here? Who said? You said no? Siddhi or Siddhi? Who said that? It's right. So Siddhi or Siddhi. Siddhi means perfection, Siddhi means failure. So the person who is steady in the success and failure, such a person, that doer is called as a karta satvikam uchyate. Now for us, what is our situation? When the success comes, oh, let's go and celebrate, right? Bangalore is the destination to celebrate. And when there is a failure, but the person who is in a satvika karta, what is his definition without reading the shloka, without reading the translation? What is his characteristics? What is the characteristics of the doer, karta? Karta means we all are doer. What is his characteristics?
He is not getting affected by the.
He is not wavering, equipoised. Samha sukha dukkha. Bhagavad Gita talks about n number of shloka. Samha sukha dukkha, similar. Okay, very good. What are the other 3, 4? Utsaha is very enthusiastic. Dhruti means is determined. Nothing can actually stop him doing anything. So that is the person. That kind of person is called as satvika uchyate. Now we can find out. We are not going to ask individually. We know where we stand. But these are the barometer. We can ask ourselves. And most of us, including me, will fail to the Siddha Asiddha. Right? As soon as there is a Siddhi, and then Asiddhi. This is a Karta in Satvika Uchyate. Now let's go to our favorite, Rajoguna. We all are expert into Rajoguna. You want to know what is the Rajoguna? So what was the two things we discussed about Satvika? What was the previous shloka we talked about Satvika? Not this shloka. The previous shloka. What was that actually talking about? Dash in happiness. What is that called? Dash in the mode of goodness. Happiness, right? Happiness. What is that happiness is called in the mode of goodness? Then we saw the karta in the mode of goodness. Now we are seeing the same thing now in a passion. So let us see what could be the passion happiness. Now in the Sattva-guna, what happens in the beginning? It is poison. At the end, Amrut. What could be the happiness in the passion? Amrut. At the beginning and at the end, poison. Any example? Sleeping late. It said, oh no, let's watch some more videos, or take the junk food, or take another things, whatever is that. And exactly, so you are expert in Bhagavad Gita now. You know the shloka also. You can predict. Now you can see that Vishaya Indriya Sanyogat Yattad Agre Amrutopamam Pariname Visham Eva Tat Sukam Rajasa Srutam. So now there, Tad Agre, what was there? Tad Agre Visham. Now here, Tad Agre Amrutam. Beginning it is very nice. Pariname Evam Visham. But at the end, the result is examples. Any examples? Junk food, habits. Initially, has anybody seen here somebody starts smoking like, oh, I wanted to get some bad results? No. In the beginning it is Amrutam. Oh, it's cool to do that, right? If you are not doing, you are losing something. So at the beginning, anything that you start, smoking, drinking, any habits that we do, at the beginning it is a Amrutam. Wow, it is to be good, to cool. It is to be cool to do that, man, dude, bro, or whatever is that. Right? Let's do that, BRO, THER. Okay, so, but here now we don't need a translation. Yattad agre amrutamam pariname evam visham. At the end result is visham. Please read the translation, Prabhus. पढ़िए प्रभु.
Yes, sorry.
Siddha, don't worry. Failure or success.
That happiness which is derived from contact of the senses with their object and which appears like nectar at first but poison at the end is said to be the nature of passion.
Very good. We missed the very important point. Vishaya Indriya Sanyoga. Vishaya means sense object. Indriya means senses. Vishaya Indriya Sanyoga. Contact of the sense and sense object. That happiness. And in material world, everything actually is about that only. You see that on the hoardings, the cell phone, the next version, version 15 or 16, iPhone 13, oh my God, it's cool. And that image of all those things, and you said it is to be cool. And then, you know what happened. So initially it happens. So the happiness which comes because of the contacts between the Vishaya and Indriya comes in contact. That happiness at the beginning is Amrutam, but at the end things. For example, if some thief is there, initially the thief will say, wow, very nice, I'm getting money, but at the end he will be in a prison or jail. You can see that it's wonderful examples of that. Or if somebody doesn't pay income tax and suddenly you will get the notice CPC 143 in bracket 1, oh, why didn't you pay the income tax, right? So today governments are making different ways to find out, and because of the digital transaction, it's very easy to catch. So we cannot initially, I got waived off some X number of money, but probably we may end up paying X plus some delta X. So we saw happiness, passion. Let us see the karta into the passion. Now it is Ragi Karma Phala Prepsur. This is not the Ragi Mudde. Ragi Karma Phala Prepsur. Lubdo Hinsatmaka Asuchi. Harsha Shokanvita Karta. Rajasa Parikirtita. Now we can understand. There, Siddha Asiddha, that Karta, he was not affected. But here, Harsha, Shoka, Anvita. And then how is that? Ragi, Karma Phala, Prepsur. Is Ragi. Rag means? Attachment. Ragi, Karma Phala, results for the action. We all actually are derived because of that. We want all the result of that, either name, fame, money, something that. If there is no phala, we will not do karma. But in those who are karta, who are in the mode of passion, their characteristics is that they are very strongly attached to the ragi, karma phala prepsur labdo, hinsatmaka asuchi. Suchi means cleanliness, asuchi means uncleanliness. Please read the translation. Where is the microphone? Translation 1844. Yes, Mataji.
The worker who is attached to work and the fruits of work.
So Ragi, Karma, Phala. Karma means to the work and Phala means to the results of that. So today it is, we say it is to be workaholic. But Bhagavad Gita is not saying becoming workaholic, because it's a Ragi to the Karma. That means you are in the mode of passion. Yes, please go ahead.
Desiring to enjoy those fruits, and who is greedy, always envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow, is said to be in the mode of passion.
Hinsatmaka means is envious. Asuchi, impure means uncleanliness. And he is very easily affected by harsha and shoka, happiness and distress. Such a karta is called as in the mode of passion. Karta Rajasa Parikirtita. The earlier was called Karta Satvika Uchyate. Okay, because of the time we have to go quickly. Now we will see what is the happiness in the ignorance. Tamoguna. We saw the happiness in the Sattva-guna. What is the definition of Sattva-guna happiness? Yes, in the beginning it is a Visham, but at the end it is Amrutam. Happiness in the mode of passion? It's Ulta. What is the happiness in the mode of ignorance? Huh? There is no happiness at the beginning, nor at the end. Ayukta prakruta stabda shato naiskritiko alasa Vishadi dirgha sutri cha karta tamasa uchyate. Okay, we should come first. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. We'll anyway read that. We'll see that. Okay. So now here, the karta in tamasa uchyate. So the earlier karta was that he was siddhi asiddhi. Whether there is happiness, there is success or failure, he is equipoised. The second was that harsha shokanvita. He was easily affected by there is happiness and there is distress. Now let us see this karta. Please read the translation quickly. 647. Prabhu's read. Padhiye Prabhu.
The worker who is always engaged in work against the injunction of the scripture.
So the first thing that he is not acting according to the scripture, he is acting against the scripture.
Who is materialistic, obstinate, cheating, and expert in insulting others, and who is lazy, always
Morose.
And procrastinating is said to be a worker in the mode of ignorance.
प्रोकास्टिंग मीन्स दीर्घ सूत्री, कल करेंगे, परसों करेंगे, करते करते एक साल हो जाएगा, नेक्स्ट 2025 आएगा, वेलकम न्यू ईयर रेजोल्यूशन विल ले देयर. सो दिस इज द मोड ऑफ इन द ignorance, where the worker is ayukta prakruta against the scripture. Then he's alasa. Alasa means laziness. He's lazy, morose, procrastinating. Such a person is actually in the mode of tamoguna. And how is the happiness in the mode of tamoguna? Yad agre chanu bande cha sukham mohanam atmana निद्रा आलस्य प्रमोदत्थम तत्तामसम उदावृतम. So he is actually nidra. Nidra in Telugu, Kannada, Sanskrit is nidra. Alasya, laziness. Pramada, madness. These are the characteristics of the happiness. Please read the translation.
Happiness, which is blind to self-realization, which is delusion from beginning to end, and which arises from sleep, laziness, and illusion, is said to be of the nature of ignorance.
From the beginning to the end, there is absolutely no happiness. It's all delusion, and it is derived from what? Laziness, sleeping, and illusion. So, if somebody just I want to be happy just by sleeping, so then we can understand that happiness is not the real happiness. That happiness is in the mode of ignorance, tamasa. That happiness is not there. The real happiness is actually in sattva-guna, which we saw at the beginning. So which mode do you think we are in? Don't tell, but just analyze ourselves. Which mode we are in, right? So Abhishek Prabhu, Avinash Prabhu, don't answer, but just see where we are. Where is our happiness? Which kind of karta we are? We are in a sattvic karta, rajasic karta, or tamasic karta. Our happiness. Actually, there are many things which actually talks about that. Even the destination. It is said that those who are in the mode of goodness, shloka number, chapter number 14. It's all about the chapter 14 and shloka number 15, 16, 17, 18. I just want the initial line. ऊर्ध्वंशति सत्वता मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसः अधि जागन्ये गुरुणवक्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसः. सो ऊर्ध्व गच्छन्ति सत्वतः मतलब ऊर्ध्व means up, gachanti means go, ऊर्ध्व गच्छन्ति सत्वतः. Those who are in the mode of goodness, they will go to the higher planetary system. So this is the destination at the time of death. So if somebody is prominently in the mode of goodness, what is their destination? Those who are prominently in the Rajoguna, what is their destination? Those who are prominently in Tamoguna, what is their destination? Rudva gachanti satvata, madhye tishtanti rajasa, adho gachanti tamasa. So it is very clear, right? So those who are in the mode of goodness, they go to the upper planetary system. Those who are passion, they come to this bhutala, because this is the only place you can do karma, act, do all those things. And adho gachanti tamasa, those goes to the animalistic life or other things. Those are in the mode of ignorance. So which mode we are in? So there are no pure goodness, no passion or ignorance, but there is always combination. Sometimes one is passion, somebody is ignorance, somebody is in. So, but you can see prominently, one guna could be prominent in one's life. Sometimes we may be influenced by Rajoguna, sometimes by Tamoguna, but one guna could be prominent, and that is what is saying that. And how these gunas actually act, it is nothing but prominent. Actually, there are only 3 gunas, but the combination is unlimited. 3 into 3, 3 into 3. It's like a RGB combinations of red, green, and blue. And we can get n number of combinations, just like a strands of rope. Combination of yellow, red, and whatever is that. Just like the rope and the modes of nature binds us. People are thinking that themselves free from all those things, but actually we are bound by all the three gunas, either passion or ignorance or mode of goodness. So this is the shloka which talks about that how there is a competition, that sometimes the mode of goodness is prominent. You see that sometimes mode of goodness is prominent, then you want to go to the program, attain sattva guna, this and that, then immediately passion, money, and then immediately rajaguna, tamoguna, nidra, dabbu doesn't come in tamasa, it is only nidra. So we can see here. So which is the good mode to be in? Which is the God mode? Obviously sattva guna, but all three gunas are binding us. Even the sattva guna is also binding, rajaguna is also binding, tamoguna. Sattva guna is better than, of course, that, but the best is to go beyond the gunas when we are not afflicted or influenced by the three gunas. So these three gunas, for example, are compared to the three cells in a prison house: the class 1 cell, class B cell, and class C cell. Even though somebody may be in the class A cell, but it is still under the prison. Like the high profile, somebody is in the prison house, so they might be having access to the internet, cell phone, newspaper, and ghar ka khana, whatever it is that possible. Those are in the cell B, they might be different treatment, but after all, everybody is under prison house. So whether this guna or that guna, among the best is a sattva guna, but the best is to go beyond the three gunas. And of course, it is said that Tatra Sattvam Nirmalam Prakasham. So the best is that. Can you read the quickly translation? Wherever that you just read translation.
Of sinless one, the mode of goodness being purer than the
others
is illuminating, and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in that mode become conditioned by a sense of happiness and knowledge.
So they are also Sukha Sangena Bandhanti. If you see the second line, Sukha Sangena, or third line in the English, but in a Sanskrit, Sukha Sangena Bandhanti, Jnana Sangena Chanaga. Those who are in Sattva, it is a Nirmalam Prakasham. Nirmalam means, Mala means contamination. Nirmala means there is no contamination. So it's a pure, and Prakasham is illuminating. Which is that illuminating and Nirmalam? Which guna is a Sattva guna. But it is also binding by Jnana and Sukha. And what about the Rajaguna and Tamoguna? Please read Mataji, aap padhi kyun to? So we saw Sattva guna binds by Jnana and happiness. What about Rajaguna and Tamoguna?
O son of Bharata, the mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, passion conditions one to
Fruitive
action, and ignorance covering one's knowledge binds one to madness.
So if he's in Sattva guna, he gets bound by happiness because you become happy. Nirmalam Prakashanam. But Rajaguna means fruitive actions, karma, activity, all office things and work. And Dhanam Avrutte Tamam Pramade, madness, that is the Tamoguna. So people, so how does it help us to go get along with the different personalities? How does it help us? How does it actually help us to get along with the different personalities? How it will help? Any thought? The most important, the application now. Now we know that Sattva Guna, Rajaguna, Tamoguna, there are many characters. The 14th chapter talks about n number of things. How does it help to deal with the other people? How does it help?
We can understand others. Based on, we can understand which guna the other person is.
Very good. Then what happened next?
Accordingly we can behave.
Very good. Very nice. So we know that if somebody is acting in the passion or tamoguna, it is the gunas which are actually influencing. Then we can, instead of reacting, we can have a pause or break and see that once he is in Sattva guna, probably his reactions could be different. Because one is not prominent in one gunas. It keeps changing. But one is it is not that always one is in Sattva guna, always in Rajaguna. Sometimes it keeps changing. That is what we saw that. But prominently somebody is in Sattva guna, Rajaguna, Tamoguna. Very good. What happened to relationship? How does it apply to relationship? is
more empathy.
more empathic. Okay, this is the person may be good, but today I give some explanation how it is empathic. Can you just add something?
Like for example, between husband and wife also.
Exactly, that is where our yeah.
So like sometimes if let's say there is a workload and husband is saying something out of the context completely, or sometimes if wife is frustrated with doing house chores and she is giving a peace of mind to the husband. So like both need to with this they can understand that they are not in their sadhguru, so that's why it is happening. So be more empathetic.
Okay, very good, very nice. So we can actually find out these gunas how acting. But tomorrow don't go to the office and say to your manager that, oh, I see that you are in Rajaguna or Tamam. It's just for our understanding and see how it works and see that if somebody is talking about the result and all the things, that is definitely the characteristics of Rajaguna. And somebody says, okay, chhod do sab kya karna hai, let's have nidra and this. And somebody says, no, there is some higher purpose. That means somebody is in Sattva Guna. So this is how one can actually, it will help us to deal with the people. So the Bhagavad Gita, the whole purpose of this is just not theoretical, some recitation of the shloka, then we read the translation, understand some Sanskrit, understand that how we apply in our day-to-day life and become a wonderful person. We are comparing to ourselves yesterday's X and today's that. It's not that we are competing with someone, how we become a wonderful person, better person than what we were yesterday. That's all Bhagavad Gita help us. Definitely some people will be there us and they will trouble us this and that. But finally that we wanted to be a person who can think. Sometimes the food is in different goods. So finally, now we are just rushing that how to get. So now we saw the three gunas. We also saw that how it can help us to deal with the people's different ways. We understand that it's not that people, but something else is influencing. Now, how does that one can get beyond the three gunas? Now, we talked that, okay, even the Sattva Guna is also binding, then is there a way that one can go beyond the three gunas? Absolutely. Even Arjuna asked the question that Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter, oh my dear Lord, how can I go beyond the three gunas? And Krishna is answering that. We know that. Tell me whom you are associated and I will tell you who are you in. That means association. If you are association with the Sattva Guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, which is the Sattva Guna here? Rajoguna? Middle one, huh? From the left. Action. First and second one. And the third one? Tamoguna. So the more we associate with all those things, the more that we becoming that sattvic. That is why our parents always used to say that associate with that person because he's a achha banda, he's a good boy. Because of associating with the good boy, we get those qualities. Why we actually hear about the sadhus, the saintly personalities, acharyas, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Shankaracharya, Srila Prabhupada? Because when we meditate on those qualities, when we discuss about them, when we hear about them, we are actually coming in associating with them. The more we associate with them, the more we take their good qualities. And it is also equally applicable when we are talking about someone who is already there. So we are taking their bad qualities. So this also helps us to how to be associated with the more Sattva Guna. So this is where Arjuna asked, Triguna Vishaya Veda, this is the Bhagavad Gita talks about that. We'll come to this shloka where Lord Krishna answers that how one can get free from these shlokas. How can we go beyond the three modes of material nature? Mamacho va vicharena. Mamacho va vicharena. Bhakti yogena sevate. Sagunan samtiyatan. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Give to Mataji. You can read. You can see that.
One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman.
Brahman. So he comes to the Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, where it is said devotional service here, one who engages in devotional service. Bhakti Yogena Sevate. Mahamacho O Vyabhicharena, meaning without deviating, not only on Sunday evening 5:30, but all the time. Mahamacho Vyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate. Sa Gunan Samtiyatan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. One can transcend three modes of material nature by engaging in the devotional service. Of course, going beyond the three gunas is a very topmost, but at least to come to the Sattva guna is very important. Prabhupada would always say Sattva guna is a launching pad for bhakti. At least become gentleman first, and then we can talk about becoming bhakti yoga is next level. So Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. So the last practical tips that how to get along with modes will work for sure, but the effect can be minimized. Hate the sin, not the sinner. That is the comes from the scripture things. Forming the perception on people is destructive. People change. Forming, okay, this is like this only. Oh, she is like this only. This team member is like this only. Or my father is like this. My mother is like this. My wife is like this. My son is like this. People change because the gunas can change. So one Prabhu said that one example, this is another way that how gunas can help. Not to have permanent judgmental opinion about someone. People can change because guna can change, people can change. And when you get affected by someone, don't ponder on it too much. Jada socho mat, because it is the gunas who is acting. And because we have something higher goal in life. So with that, we come to the our end of the any quick question, comments? 1 hour, 30 minutes. Yes, Sabish, bro. Anji.
So Prabhu, it was really enlightening session. We always hear about this, follow your passion, be passionate, and all that. But today, for the first time, I realized that it's not about being passionate, because that is actually can be linked to being very much let's say addicted to what you want, to the results, and to what you desire. But the main above that is goodness. So that is what I must aspire from today on.
So because we think that we are told, we are trained from the childhood, study karo, kaam karo, 10 ghante, 12 ghante, Saturday, Sunday, all those things. And we think that that will give us happiness. Today, we might have been shattered by the Bhagavad Gita shloka. That is in the mode of goodness, passion rather. Passion where this attachment to the karma and phala, that is attachment. Very good, nice point. Any other? Yes, bro. Bully, you can be louder. Your little. Let's hear from you.
You also need all of these three qualities, right, in order to have in a daily life or to have this survival. So all these three qualities are required for certain point of time. Let's say at certain time of a day, having Sattva, then he has to work or she has to work, then has to have passion in order to work it. Then sometimes should have tamas, so that something helps in that. So it needs all three, but it needs a right quantity or something which we have to practice, or what is that? Or always we need to be sattva or guna or something.
So even Arjun was asking the question that I want to leave this battle. I want to leave the battle. We can be going to the office. It's not that we have to stop everything, but how can we make our life with the sattvika things? So definitely, even if we like or don't like, we are full of either passion or ignorance. Sattvik is very rarely that we have. Sometimes, but most of the times in Kali Yuga, we are either Rajoguna or Tamoguna. By default, it is there. We don't have to practice that. What we need to cultivate is Sattva. So by being in Sattva Guna, we can be even more productive. We saw that Siddha Asiddhaya, that Karta. Suppose if you are attached to the results, and if you are not attached, where will do the much more better, efficient and productive work? when we are not attached. When we are actually, if you are too much attached, and then you will actually make a lot of mistakes. If you are fearful, attached, you know, right? When India is like 23 for 4 down, and the fifth person comes, is already in 10, and immediately he'll lose a wicket, right? No, but if we are like 120 runs and without any loss, people play very confidently, right? So Sattva-guna will help us to become detached from that, but we are not anyway saying that you don't do work and all things. We have to do that work, but bringing more effect of the Sattva-guna in our life. Rajaguna, Tamaguna already hai. There is no dearth of Rajaguna and Tamaguna. It's full of that. We have to bring more Sattva-guna. So what you said is absolutely right. Sattva-guna passion has to be there to some extent. Tamaguna also has to be there, but that should not be the prominent feature of our life. But good observation, good point. Any other point? Please.
I have a question actually.
Prabhu, boli.
I think things are lost in translation. Several times we talk about Brahma and Brahman. But what is the difference between? Is it one and the same?
The Brahman is that Brahman iti janati Brahman. The person who knows Brahman. Brahman means what? The spirit, the soul. We are Brahman. And the Brahman is the one who understands, realizes that we are Brahman. It's called as a Brahman.
Okay.
So, and we discussed beginning, probably we are not there, that it is like Chaturvarnam Maya Srushta Guna Karma Vibhagasa. Lord says that I have divided the society not based on the birth, but Guna Karma Vibhagasa. So Brahman is the quality of the soul, or the soul is a Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi, right?
Yeah.
We all are Brahman. But the person who realizes that I am a Brahman is called as Brahman. Brahman iti janite Brahman. Any other things? Okay, ready for chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Parinam yad agre visham pariname ivam amrutamam, right? Does that remember? Who will sit again this same dialogue, same thing, and he will force us to sit for 6 minutes, 7, 10 minutes, and then he will talk about the same thing. Don't forget everything, close your eyes and all the things. But at the beginning it's a visham, but at the end is a amrutam. And we all are looking for amrutam. Who is there here who does not want amrutam? Everybody wants, right? So let's chant the name of the Lord Hari, because that is the only shelter. The more we chant, Prabhu, the more we chant the name of the Lord Hari, the more we come to the Sattva-guna, the more we take the food from Sattva-guna, phala, vegetables, that will actually take us to that. The more we take the food which is ati katvo, ati amla, ati tikshna, that is a mode of passion. And then the food which is more than 4-5 hours of things, and other kind of food which is like taking the life of something which is in the Tamoguna, which will never take us to the Sattva-guna or Rajaguna. Okay? Ready agida? Aitu. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नाम नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare